Hi everybody. This interview I've been waiting for a very long time. My favorite young chess player, the guy who is probably known outside the chess world more than our world champion, or more than former world champion, more than any other chess player in the world. For example, all of my friends know him, and I'm not sure that they know who is the current world champion. And it's a guy who a little bit shook the chess world by storm and is doing a lot of things now. And for me, it will be very interesting to talk to him. I welcome on Levitov Chess channel Hans Niemann himself. Hi, Hans.
Hi, thank you for having me. I only do interviews or collaborate with chess channels that I like. So I've had many offers from people with a lot more viewers than you,
Yeah.
but I refuse them all because I don't like their channels. I many all the usual content creators. I don't like them, so I will not collaborate with them.
Okay.
However, you have maybe not as many subscribers, but you have a great chess channel.
Thank
so,
you.
So this is why
Thank you.
I'm happy to do this interview, because also I think I can see that you are a genuine lover of the game, and I think this is a passion for you. So I like this, and I'm happy to be here.
So, Hans, are you being recognized on the streets now? Somewhere?
Yes, it's actually funny. I'll ask you to guess where I get recognized the most, and I'll tell you this is a place where a lot of Russians migrated.
London.
To. No. Later.
What do you mean later? Later?
Yes, okay, I will tell you. Okay, it's Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe?
Yeah, maybe 1 million Russians moved there.
What is it?
This is where I get recognized the most. All by Russians.
I don't know. Where do we move? We move all over the place now.
Okay. Where? Okay, there are many Russians there, anyways. Where it was the 1992 match, Fischer-Spassky?
In Yugoslavia?
But where? But Belgrade.
Belgrade, yes. No, they played in some San Stefano or something, someplace, somewhere.
But it was a mix, half and half. Okay, anyways. Long story, but I can tell you that in Belgrade, I was walking with two grandmasters. Okay. We were walking for 10 minutes. Okay. And eventually I stopped to get a kebab. And right as I stopped, there are two Russian guys asking me for a photo. And I said to my friends, those guys kind of came out of nowhere. And they said, yes, they were following us for 10 minutes. And another time I was in a sauna in Belgrade, and there are two guys. They don't know each other. One of them says to me, are you Hans Niemann? I say, yes. The other guy says, oh, you're Hans Niemann. He's like, I was not sure. So I'm sitting there in the sauna, thankfully it's a normal sauna. And these two guys are staring at me the whole time. Like, oh, you're Hans Niemann. And I'd seen these guys for 1 week in this gym. Okay. And it was a hotel sauna, but there's like a private, spa. Mm-hmm. And I would live in this hotel. And so, yes, okay. I gave a long answer, but the answer is yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately? Why unfortunately?
Well, okay, because some people can be very weird. Sometimes they pop out of nowhere. I don't know how long they've been following me. Hmm. For example, I went to a store. I'm at the checkout. There's a guy waiting. Hmm. I did not see him. It was very weird. Okay. But no, of course, a funny thing is, I've probably had 99% positive interactions. You might see that I have this controversial reputation, but I'm telling you, every single time someone comes up to me, which happens at least once a day in a major city, it's always very positive.
Sure, for sure. Controversial reputation, how do you cope with that? Is it okay, or does it bother you?
Well, I don't know. I don't think that I'm the one who created this. I think that it was created by others to perhaps give me less credibility, because I think that in general, I speak the truth, and I'm an independent chess player. For example, I don't rely on, I'm not sponsored by any chess company. I don't get invited. I'm not, let's say, a part of any chess club. I have the freedom to speak my mind in a way that other players don't have that freedom. Most of the top streamers and content creators do not have the freedom to criticize or discuss the truth in the chess community like others do. For example, if you saw Hikaru's recent episode with Ali Reza, Not a single chess.com streamer even mentioned it. But when something happens to me, they're all making their videos like this, you know? So I think for me, I'm very happy that I can say whatever I want. I can criticize who I want. I can support who I want. Being controversial is, of course, not an easy path, but it is what it is, you know? You don't always get to choose your life path.
So you're okay with it, yeah?
Well, of course, I'm not okay with certain labels that I've been accused of, but I don't mind. Let's say I'm not so desperate to be accepted where I will ask chess.com to be their brand ambassador, or you know, I'm very happy. You know, like in my current position, of course, I've been blacklisted. I'm being attacked from many angles, even in America. But okay, I will make it work. You know, there's no. What's the point of accomplishing something if it's easy?
You know? I don't know.
Maybe I should quote Dostoevsky.
I don't know.
Your favorite.
I don't know. It's up to a person to decide what he wants in his life. So.
But I think being controversial and being attacked, it makes you stronger as a person, in my opinion. But it can also ruin you, right? Depending on how you interpret the pressure. I think a lot of people, if at 19 years old they were attacked by the entire world, attacked by all the most powerful chess players, I don't think they could handle it. I think they would be broken. Yeah. You see that after such a stressful World Championship match, Ding, you can see what happened to him.
What happened to him, Hans? Case, what do you think? What happened to him? Psychological breakdown?
I don't know. I've read different articles about him. I think he gave an article a long time ago, maybe that he had some breakup. It was an article almost no one read.
Breakup? You mean girlfriend stuff?
Like relationship. Yes, yes. I read some article.
Okay.
It was it was an article that I don't think a lot of people saw.
No, I've heard about it. Yeah.
And I don't know. To me, when I look at him, first of all, I don't want to be harsh, or because I'm understanding of all these people are speaking. I think that, you know, and I can understand this myself, chess is a very draining game. And I think that as a chess player, sometimes you can ignore issues that you have, because when you sit down at the board, you feel so invigorated, so passionate. Like for me, even if I'm sick or I'm tired or I'm stressed, you know, when I sit at the board, it's like this survival instincts kick in. You know, it's like I'm like an animal in the wild, and I could be in a terrible position, but you need to survive, you need to play, you need to compete. So for me, that's my experience with chess. And sometimes your body gives so much to the game that you neglect other aspects. So I think that for him, he gave so much to this match in Astana. And of course, probably he's experiencing some social isolation in China. I don't know. But it happens. But I certainly think that for the match, I think he'll be fixed. Or not fixed, okay, it's a rude thing to say that someone should be fixed, but his situation will resolve itself by the match, in my opinion.
I see. So, Hans, you've returned to 2700 now. Is it something that encourages you? And also you're doing this Road to World Champions series. Are you still doing that?
Yes, so the thing was that I played these sort of tournaments nonstop for about a month. And during the tournaments, I got extremely sick. Okay. I think at one tournament, I had a 40-degree fever. My recent tournament in France, you know, I had extremely dry throat and cough. I got sick. So that's why I stopped recording the videos. But the videos are actually coming back quite soon. And part of it will be my website, part of it my YouTube. But I definitely want to document my journey. But of course, my priority is to be the best chess player in the world. So I have to balance things well. So if I feel like I want to focus on playing, I won't do the videos. If I feel like I can manage it, I'll do it. Okay. So I think it's all about finding the balance.
Do you really, you want to be the classical world champion, yeah?
No, of course, there's no, this is the main goal. This is, of course, the most prestigious thing in chess, but I do think the format of chess should evolve. And something which you might have seen in my interview with Sagar is I'm actually organizing my own matches. I have thankfully, you know, finally secured some sponsorship, and I'll be using that money to organize a series of 4 matches which should happen in Netherlands, London, Paris, and Sharjah, the UAE. And the planned opponents for those matches are extremely strong. 2 of them might be top 10 players. And the format for those matches will be the first 3 days, 6 classical games, 2 per day, which is very rare at the high level. And then the 4th day will be 6 games of rapid, and the 5th day will be 12 games of blitz.
It's like the
So
same
sometimes
that
you get
it's like the
sponsorship,
same that Kasparov and Kramnik played in Moscow in '94, I want to say, but no.
So basically, I
No,
want
it was 2001 probably. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want you to create a format that has all different time controls, and since I have the money to put up a prize fund, players agreed, very strong players.
Can you name the players or not yet?
Okay, for Netherlands, if all goes well, it should be Anish Giri. Okay, London, I won't say because it's not clear if they'll say yes, but I'll find a player. For Paris, it should be Etienne Bacro.
Okay.
We are just finalizing the venue. And in Sharjah, I'll try to find a top player, probably a top Indian player, which I'll try to do for Sharjah. But again, I'm putting up a good prize fund, so it should attract good, strong players. And it's a unique format. So,
is it a secret who is sponsoring these matches?
The sponsorship is being finalized. I have a few parties interested. Very soon, should be able to finalize who is giving how much and who will be the named sponsors. But I have some, let's say, potential tech company. I have another chess company, a couple of chess companies that could be interested. So I don't think it'll be an issue to secure the prize money.
Are you still playing the match with the FIDE in States?
Yes, that'll be in 5 days. It will be a great match because in addition to the match, they have a huge open tournament with hundreds of players, and then they have this celebrity event. So all of these famous sports stars in America will be doing an exhibition match. So this will only be blitz, but I think it'll be a very cool event and something new for chess. Because it's good to get celebrities involved in the game.
What is the format of the match? Are you playing on the stadium? Yeah.
Yes, we're playing in a hockey stadium, and the format, I think it's you play 4+2, 3+2, and then 2+2, and the goal is to get to a certain amount of points, and the first person to win 2 sets wins, like tennis, for example.
Yeah.
Like you're playing to, so that's the format, but it's just a blitz match, really, and but the future matches will be a mix of classical rapid, and all of these matches will be in August, most likely. So they'll be all back-to-back, 4 back-to-back matches in August. And so that's what I'm looking forward to most because, of course, I don't receive the same opportunities as other people. So for me to have the sponsorship, to create my own tournaments is a really, really great opportunity. Of course, if I can beat these top players, hopefully it will show people that I should be invited to top events.
But you want to be invited where? For example,
Okay, I want to be invited. Any American tournament. I have not been invited to a single American tournament in 2 years from the St. Louis Chess Club.
Okay.
So they gave me a
How's your relationship with them now?
Okay, there is no relationship. They don't reply to emails. They don't pick up their calls. They filed an ethics complaint against me in the U.S. Chess Federation, trying to get me banned from playing chess in America.
Okay.
They are doing everything they can to ruin my chess career.
But what happened?
So,
I think you were. I think after this situation with Magnus, they backed you up. No.
No. It's okay. After the Singfield Cup, I played in the U.S. Championship, which I was invited to, and they have to invite me to this tournament because it's not invitation by rating. Then I played in the Fall Chess Classic, which I was invited to before the Singfield Cup. But since then, they have not replied to my emails. It's been 2 years in 2 years, I got on the phone with them once.
But why?
And then they told me, because they don't invite me to anything. Based on my rating, they used to invite me to all the tournaments. But they don't, they're not inviting me. So I don't know what their issue is. Because if you look at my rating, I'm the top, let's say, young American player. I'm number 6 on the list. I'm born and raised in America, I have done all of this without any sponsorship. And it's quite weird to me that they would literally file an ethics complaint with the goal of, like, let's say they file an ethics complaint, right? And it's successful.
Yeah.
The federation can say, okay, you can't play any American tournaments for 1 year. But why would you, just because I damaged a hotel room, which I paid $5,000 for, I apologized for, and already from this hotel room, I'm losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in invitations. Like St. Louis is the only real organizer of tournaments in America.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm being kicked out of my own country.
Yeah. I don't understand, but maybe it's, I'm sorry, but maybe it's because of your, as you say, controversial reputation or what? I don't understand what's going on. I mean, you have been invited to many tournaments. You play in opens. Nobody is against it. Everything is fine. You are part of you are like a normal part of our chess community. I mean, how could you be not part of the American community?
Well, okay, the only tournament, the invitational events that I've played since everything happened was the first one that I played was in Croatia, where I was the top seed. So I wouldn't count it as some great invitation. A good invitation I got was the London Chess Classic. Again, I'm one of the top seeds. And then I got invited to Wildcards, which is Wildcards, but the B group.
Yeah, but
again, we're on the top seed.
But it's also a good chance. Yeah?
Yes, but for example, if you look at the way that St. Louis invites players, for example, St. Louis always gives wild cards to local American players. So when I was 2,700, they were inviting players with much lower ratings than me, who are much older than me, and they're giving them the invitation instead of me. But why should a player with much lower rating, clearly a lot less talented, what is the reason for inviting them instead of me? It's some targeted thing. But, okay, in terms of the international chess community, for example, right after the Singfield Cup, I can tell you there are 3 tournaments. So, for example, I was planning a match against Keimer. That match was canceled. Then I was supposed to be invited to the Tata Steel B group at least. You know that in 2022, I was invited to Tata Steel B 3 times.
What do you mean 3 times?
And I said, let me wait. Well, there are 3 instances where I met the organizer and he was trying to convince me to play. However, we agreed. I said, let me get my rating above 2,700. Let me show that I can play in the A group. Okay, my invitation, of course, I wasn't invited. Then, for example, the Prague Chess Festival. I was 26, 20 or 30. I was invited to the Prague Chess Festival. Then, in the B group, I tied for first with Keimer. The last 2 years, they don't even respond to my emails. You know, there is serious damage done. And I'm not, let's say, participating as a normal. There are many events that before, even, when I was 2650, I received so many invitations. Way more than I do at 2700. Yeah. Like, for example, for me to even get an invitation, to get a response to my email is an accomplishment already. For example, another tournament in Sweden. I won this tournament in Sweden. It's a round robin tournament. I had a 2850 performance rating. I won the tournament. If you look at the past 10 years, they always invite the winner back. In a round robin event, you always invite the winner. I had a 2850 performance rating. Okay, the last 2 years they haven't invited me. How can you explain this, right?
Controversial reputation.
There's
controversial reputation.
But it's the reputation that was forced upon me by people who are using lies and deceit to destroy my reputation, right? All of this damage was done by Chess.com, Magnus and Hikaru. It was not done by me. All of these things, I did not create this scandal. I did not cause these things. It was them. So my point is that clearly there are some. It's not a coincidence that in my own country, where in the Olympiad team, you have 5 players on the Olympiad team. Do you know how many were born in America?
No, but America is a home to everybody, Hans. You should know that.
But are they playing for America for money or because they want to be American?
What do you mean? No, they are not playing for money.
But okay, for example, let's say there's some country and they offer me money to play for them, and I go there and I only play for that country because they're paying me money. Of course, I cannot pretend like I care about being whatever country that is,
Russia.
right? For example, when Rapport goes to Romania, right, for 2 years because of money, and then he leaves after this, come on. He cannot say that he's Romanian. He's a Hungarian who was paid money like a mercenary to play for Romania. And then when the money ran out, he went back to Hungary to get more money. In any other professional sport, when you're above a certain age, you can't just switch countries because some country pays you.
No, for sure.
So St. Louis is paying these guys like Aronian, even Fabi, you know, when he switched. You think that when Fabi switched from Italy, there wasn't some financial incentive? Come on, this is sports. When you're playing sports and you're representing a country, you are representing your country out of patriotism because you're proud to be American or whatever country you're from. You're not representing a country because you are a paid assassin, you know, who can play for that country after 1 year.
It happens in every sport.
If you
happens in every sport. I saw a game on the European Football Cup between Switzerland and some other teams. So half of the Switzerland players are not born in Switzerland for sure. I mean,
well, but perhaps they have lived there or they have not been there. Like my point is that St. Louis is investing all of this money into buying players from other countries. Why don't you support the players?
I don't know, but why? But that's why I'm asking you. I mean, there was a big scandal between you and Magnus and Chesscom. It resolved in some very strange way. Let's say then I think it was in the past. I was thinking that after that, like your reputation is cleared and you could live like a normal chess player, and it seems that it's not the case. I mean, it's very strange.
No, of course it's not the case. But again, I'm not trying to say anything personally against these chess players. They're very nice people. Yeah. But my point is that when you have an Olympiad of 5 players, only one of which was born in America, 4 of which had a financial reason, from my perspective, were given financial reasons to play for the country.
No, but Hikaru is American, no?
No. Hikaru is American. Hikaru is the only one who wasn't paid money to switch, right? He's always been American. Mm-hmm. But Fabi, when switching from Italy to America, of course there was money involved.
I don't know.
So to me, I know. Okay. My point is that, or Wesley, or do you think that Lenier came to Cuba for free? Do you think that
Lenier for sure.
You think Levon came? But Levon, how can you? Levon represented Armenia for how many Olympiads? He won gold medals for them.
3.
The president of the country was the man of honor at best man at his wedding, and now you say he's becoming an American chess player. It's fantasy. They're not. I'm sorry, but if you're 35 and you play your entire life for this country, and then you move to a country purely for money, and you don't even, and you're not a citizen, you only live there for 2 years, you cannot claim. It's like if I go to Russia and I get paid a bunch of money to play for Russia, will they call me Russian?
I will call you Russian because we are out of chess players, Hans. We need you. I'll make an official proposal to you.
Yeah, but you understand that, okay, maybe because people will pretend that I'm Russian, but of course, in my life, I can never become Russian. No matter what I do, I will always be American because I'm born in America.
No, for sure.
My family's
That's
American.
Why I'm asking. I don't understand what's going on.
But my point is that, come on, like Levon, he's Armenian. Lanier, he is Cuban. They should play for Cuba and Armenia. Mm-hmm. What's the, like in football, for example, if you play for a country and you're above 18, you can never switch.
Yeah, for sure. No, even if you in football, if you played one game for one country, that's it. Yeah, you are done.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why are we letting people who played for this country?
I agree. It's very strange in chess. I've always thought it's a very strange rule that you can change federation for money in 2 months.
I would be, yeah. Of course. But so, for example, I am losing out on opportunities. I should be on the Olympiad team, but I'm not but again, I'm not. It's not against the people. And again, America is a country of immigrants. But like, at least if you live longer, or for example, let's say you really love America, you want to become a citizen. Okay, to become an American citizen or a citizen of any country takes time. Okay, you learn the language, you become assimilated into the culture. But this idea that America, takes Wesley, Levon, Fabi, Aronian, all these 4 guys, and then they just bring them this super team. It's not what the Olympics is. The Olympics is not who has the most money to buy the best players from the country. That is not what an international competition is about. Imagine, that you think that if Qatar or Saudi Arabia said to Ronaldo, "We'll pay you to play on our Olympiad team in the Olympics," you think that anyone would allow it? Yeah. Or anyone would say that Ronaldo is now...
Hans, what is going on between you and Hikaru? I'm very interested in this question. Why does he attack you all the time?
I think that for him, perhaps because I'm American and I'm up and coming, it's about jealousy. I think that he's very sensitive to anyone competing with him, anyone being better than him, anyone criticizing him, because he is he's the biggest content creator on chess.com. Yeah. And all the biggest content creators are under chess.com, right? So because of that, for example, Hikaru can abuse his power at chess.com to really silence people. For example, like he was playing against Ali Reza, and after the match, he says that he will never do an interview if the chess bras are commentating. So if Aman or Eric are commentating a tournament, he says he'll never do an interview. But come on, these guys both are at chess.com. Hikaru is the most powerful. So he's essentially saying, he's indirectly pressuring chess.com to fire or take out this person just because he has a personal vendetta. Mm. So I think for him, he's so used to abusing his power in the chess world because he has chess.com backing him and he has all these fans, that I think that anytime anyone criticizes him and he can't control them or he can't attack them, for him, he just hates it. Because in reality, there's no one else in the chess world who is willing to criticize. I don't see anyone really criticizing him. I think I was the only person.
No, but we have a common friend who is criticizing him a lot. Your teacher.
Kramnik, of course, is the only one.
Yes, your teacher.
But yes.
Your master.
No, I wouldn't say my teacher. But for example, the reason why Kramnik can do this is because Kramnik is first of all, a complete legend of the game, one of the greatest players of all time, first of all. Second of all, he's not on a contract with chess.com where he does commentary and he makes videos. You would not believe, if you look at the list of top players and you look at how many of them have done some contract or thing with chess.com or they can't say bad things about chess.com or blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, the entire chess world, all the major figures, they have some connection to this chess.com, Play Magnus group where they don't criticize. But don't you see the hypocrisy of when, for example, I damaged this hotel room, which I did in private. I was alone. Nobody was hurt. I apologized. I paid the bill. And since then, I've given a lot of money. I literally leave a lot of money for the cleaning people. Even I was in Croatia, I asked this woman, I gave her literally her full month's salary in cash. So people, and again, I'm only saying this now because my character has been criticized. But when I did that, I told no one. It's just something that you should do because, of course, I should not damage a hotel room. But my point is that when I do that, you see every single person on chess.com, they're like an army when they release everything at the same time. But with Hikaru, there's silence. Why is there silence? If all these people are honest people who are talking about the truth, and they are not just greedy people who only care about money, then they should treat everyone by the same standard and not give special treatment to people who they have financial ties with. Because that's the whole point of having an objective and fair society where you have free speech and you have the ability to criticize everyone and say whatever you want. But when you live in the chess world where I am and Kramnik and very few other people are even willing to criticize them, then of course they will use their army and power to make someone like me look like the crazy controversial one. Or the way that they have branded Kramnik as this crazy old man who the way that their propaganda about him is completely ridiculous.
I agree.
And then you see with Jospem, like the way that chess.com and Hikaru are using their propaganda to make Kramnik, make everyone forget that he is this legendary world champion. It's completely insane. Like they have created this sort of image of this crazy old man who knows nothing. When if you look at the Jospem match, there's clearly some serious issues on chess.com. And especially during the Bullet Chess Championship match, there is lag in the final of the match. And even the commentators are blaming the players because they're so afraid to criticize chess.com. Mm-hmm. Like it's chess.com's fault that there's lag. And the commentators like, oh, the players must be disconnecting. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on. I can assure you that all these chess.com content creators, they're so afraid to criticize. It's a complete dictatorship and monopoly in the chess world.
Yeah, Kramnik says the same. What do you think about Kramnik's work on cheating? Like everything he does, where do you stand on that? On all these statistics, on all these accusations, basically against Hikaru, against Jospam, against many other people?
Well, I think that it's really important that there's an alternate view to chess.com. I think that in my experience, when chess.com accused me of cheating in over 100 games, it's just a blatant lie, and they knew they were lying. And even there was a recent article that came out, and the person they interviewed was anonymous, yeah. But it was a player that they accused me of cheating in the chess.com report. And this player gave an interview to this magazine, and they said that they looked at the games and they were not suspicious at all. They looked at the games and they could think, how could I have cheated? So when you really dissect chess.com's credibility as an organization to make cheating claims, you find a lot of very, very serious holes. Because in their report about me, they blatantly lied. And, some of the games that they accused me of cheating in are just so ridiculous. It's really, no one could even believe that I would have cheated in those games. And, so to me, I don't think that chess.com should be an organization that pretends like they are the people looking after the game. So I'm glad that I'm very glad that Kramnik is criticizing them and calling them out. And I think that the moral of the story is that when there are monopolies and there are powerful people like Hikaru or Magnus or content creators, and those monopolies have an interest in keeping those people happy because they're a core part of their business. And this happens in all walks of life. And when you have a case where Hikaru, during Title Tuesday, is able to stream, he's able to wear headphones, while chess.com, ever since I won the Title Tuesday, beating Hikaru in the last round, chess.com has forced me to join the Zoom for every single Title Tuesday. You know that I was at the French Open watching Djokovic, and I wanted to play tennis from my phone, and I was there with two 2,700 plus players, who are, they can be my proctors, and I joined the Zoom and I said, hi, can I play from my phone? I'm kind of in a tennis match. I'm sitting, like the best seats. I don't want to leave, let me play and enjoy the tennis. They for the first time, they said, okay, we give you an exception, but the next time you have to join. So basically for me, I have to join the Zoom. And while I join the Zoom, I'm streaming. So, I have 3 cameras on me. I'm sharing my screen. I am talking, but I'm talking, I have 3 cameras, and still I'm getting to 3,200. I'm the number 2 player on chess.com in Blitz. And I'm doing this despite all of this. And even that, I can't wear headphones. So why can one player wear headphones and I can't? Why? So all these special advantages, like for example, if I could listen to music with headphones, I play a lot better. It calms me down. It helps me focus. I can't do it because Hikaru can. So you just need to understand that when people have financial relationships with each other, they're incentivized to give preferential treatment. Sure. And I understand.
No doubt about that.
Yes.
Hans, but since your game with Magnus and St. Louis Cup 2 years ago, all this cheating scandal began. Is basically you started all this somehow, created all this wave. Where do you stand on cheating online? What do you think? Let's say percentages or something.
But just to clarify, I did not create it. I just played a chess game and I won.
No, for sure. No, I'm not saying that there was something suspicious in this game. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that after this game, the whole wave started, and then Kramnik appeared, and it's like a sea now. Where do you stand on cheating online? When you play online, do you feel something fishy? Do you feel that there is a lot of players who use computer assistance?
I think in the high-level tournaments, no. Like the Champions Chess Tour events, where every single player is on the Zoom, I feel very safe. Everyone, sometimes you play a Title Tuesday game, you get crushed by a weak player, and, everyone, to me, I really, I'm not that paranoid. Really, to me, that's the last thing I want to assume.
Okay.
because I think, I don't really, okay, sometimes you lose a game until Tuesday in like the second round, and you and you look at the game and you start to feel a bit, okay, what is this? Everyone has this experience, but I'm not the type to like, click report and write something, or I never accuse people, even if I'm streaming. And okay, everyone can become suspicious. I never accuse or say anything, because of course I understand how it is to be falsely accused. But okay, everyone gets suspicious from time to time. But in general, in the top events, it never even crosses my mind.
It doesn't bother you,
to be honest. In the events where everyone is on Zoom, no.
No, for sure. Champions Chess Tour is basically, let's say, clean. I mean, from what I see. But like Title Tuesdays, when you
sometimes Title Tuesday, maybe once in a while, but it's not in my mind. Many FMs and IMs can be very strong players. I was an IM playing very well, so anything can really happen. So to me, even if I start thinking, okay, if you get crushed by a weak player and it's really clean, then you might be suspicious. But it never lingers in my head. It's like something I think about for 5 seconds, and then I move on. But I'm not like as paranoid as other players that you might have interviewed.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, a no comment question. Is there a Netflix documentary? I'm so interested in that, Hans. Can you say something about that? Or you can't?
No, I have no comments.
No comments. Okay. So what is gmhans.com? What is that? What is this project about?
Yeah, so basically, I feel like a lot of the educational side of chess, it's a lot of it's very expensive. All the coaching is expensive. These chessable courses are expensive. Gotham chess stuff is expensive. So I basically wanted to create some unique courses, opening repertoires, and access to behind the scenes stuff. Some, a way for people to support me. Like any money that, I'm making this website. Any money is, of course, invested into my chess career. So I feel like, if I'm getting all this controversial attention, whether it's positive or negative, I should at least use this attention to create my own business. And because okay, like, there's a saying that, if you want to ruin someone, first you attack them in the media, then you take their money, and then you send them to prison, So it's a saying, So right now they tried to ruin me publicly. Now they're trying to take all opportunities for me to make money, with St. Louis and invitations. So if I have a website and people are supporting me this way and I'm making money, then they really cannot destroy my chess career. Because, of course, let's say I get to a point where, I have to play open tournaments. It's a dangerous thing to play open tournaments for too long. I'll put like full opening repertoires every month. I'll do new analysis. Like even I'm about to upload something where I will analyze all of Gotham Chess's games, and I'll talk about how he can become a grandmaster, how he can improve. So I have some creative plans. Maybe I'll look at the Chess sisters and see how they can go from WFM to WIM. I could do some unique stuff.
What are you doing except for chess things? Are you interested in some other areas of life, like football or, I don't know, American football, whatever?
No, I used to be like quite a bit of an athlete when I was younger, so I like to swim. I like to sort of bike. I used to do a lot of cycling and swimming. I really love water polo.
Water polo?
It's kind of hard to find a place. Yes. I was a very good water polo player as a kid.
Wow.
And it was actually my best sport.
Okay.
And I used to do a lot of triathlons, like running, biking, swimming. I did that a lot. So I want to get back into that, but it's hard traveling to have a good fitness regimen. But no, mainly all chess stuff. Like even today, I'm studying, I'm organizing these matches, I'm doing stuff for my website, I'm having a session with my coach. Right now, I'm very, very focused on, promoting my website, making it a good business, so I can support all my projects. I want to organize every year. I want to play at least, like 10 matches against top players in the world, all of them above 2,700. Why can't I play 10 matches in big cities throughout the world? And that way, I don't need to rely on invitations or St. Louis or chess.com or blah, blah, blah. I can have my own tournaments. So those are my main plans, just to be able to move forward with my chess career without having to rely on this chess monopoly.
Yeah, but how do you plan to combine all these big, great chess activities like matches, website, and everything with the idea of becoming the world champion? Don't you have to like focus on?
Well, the matches, yes.
Focus on.
Well, the matches are very important for becoming a world
Oh
champion.
yeah.
Well, okay. For example, if I just focus on playing chess, how will I make money? And without money, you can't pay for coaching. Without money, you can't have training camps. So, of course, if someone comes to me and says, "I'll give you unlimited amount of money," I would I would delete my YouTube channel and live as a monk and train every day. But unfortunately, that's not the reality. For me to play against the best players in the world, I need money because I can't play them. And first of all, there aren't that many classical tournaments. Anyways,
Yeah, for sure.
Classical.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Slowly dying. So yes, but for me, of course, let's say I have my website does very well, or I get some big sponsor. Let's say I have 500 grand in 1 year to organize. I can organize 10 tournaments, 50,000 prize fund. I can get the top 10 player for every tournament. And if I can play against top 10 players in classical rapid and blitz, and I believe I can beat them, and then I can gain rating and I can reach the top. So that's me creating my own path, because the classical chess circuit is so boring and slow. It's like, oh, every 3 months you play one tournament and you play and everyone has draws and blah, blah, blah. So why not organize my own match with a unique format? Like, for example, let's say in this match against Anish, which should happen, let's say I beat him, for example. What will the world have to say about me then? How can they accuse me of anything if I beat someone who was in the top 5 in the world for so long? So for me, it's a way to prove my strength, because the only ways to really prove my strength are, for example, Baikonze A group, or US Championship is a strong tournament, or World Cup, or Grand Swiss. And these opportunities are very rare. They come, very few per year.
Once in a year, basically.
Yeah, so the opportunities are they're not that many. So why don't I? So I thought, okay, let me create my own opportunities. And of course, if I can get the sponsorship and the support to organize these events, first of all, I don't think that they will just lose money. The sponsors, I think these events will generate a significant amount of attention. And I don't think that it could be very interesting. So anyways, just put me in a match against the top 10 players in the world and we can see what happens, especially if there's rapid and blitz.
I would have paid to see your match against Magnus.
So maybe you can put up some money and we can arrange it.
No. I'm putting enough money for chess. I should keep the slow pace,
Yes. Well, okay. I think we'll see how this $1 million buy-in tournament
Yes,
goes.
that was my next question. So, how does it work? Can you explain me? So, what is going on? So, we're talking about the tournament in Düsseldorf, right? It's going to be in winter.
Yes.
The same date as it crosses with the World Championship, right?
Correct. November 21st.
Yeah.
It's only 1 day.
4 players are playing, and you invest your own money in that? Or how does it work?
No, I have a sponsor.
No, I mean, you have a sponsor, but still, it's like in poker. You put a $1 million on the table, or what?
Yes.
And
everyone will be putting in $1 million. Yes.
And so, if you win, you take how much? How does it all work? I mean, we're not used to that in chess. $1 million.
Well, the winner takes $2 million. The second gets $1.5 million, and the third gets 400,000, and the fourth gets 0. So there's 100,000 like fee for organizing, but 3.9 million total prize fund. So I guess top 2 will make money, bottom 2 will lose money.
Okay. And who is playing? You're playing. Nepo Jan is playing, right? Nepo is playing.
And Jan, Abdusattorov, and Fabi.
And they all invest $1 million, right?
Fabi said he has a sponsor, and I don't know the details of Nepo or Abdusattorov's deal.
Okay, very interesting. How does it?
But I've signed the contract. Everything is confirmed by it, and I believe the other players have all signed the contract as well.
And what is the format? You play in 15 plus 0, right?
Yes, double round robin.
Double round robin,
So
so 6 games, 15 plus 0.
Yes.
That's crazy, Hans. That's crazy. It's going to be much more than the World Championship, I guess. Eh?
For sure.
Yeah, that's funny.
But I think it's a bit embarrassing for FIDE if they can't raise it above.
I don't think it's
I think if they have an Indian.
What do you think about the cycle? Should we change it? Should we forget about classical chess? How should it work? Imagine yourself, you're a president of FIDE. What do you do?
Oh, if I was president of FIDE, I would change the chess world, and everyone would be so happy.
How?
So here's what they need to do. They need to. Okay. First of all, Swiss systems and round robin systems are just stupid. They're boring.
I agree.
And they're not in a competitive spirit. We need to go and look at the tennis system.
Yeah.
Okay, tennis is a one-on-one sport. We need to have Grand Prix. We need to have live rankings. We need to. They should just copy the tennis system. You need the same events every year, so that first of all they can build a spectator base, which is a large amount of income. They can make money from people, so that then they can actually host it at good venues. If you host it every year, people keep coming back. If you host it every year, it's way easier to secure sponsorship. FIDE needs to take the Grand Prix, and instead of 3 events, they need to make it like 8. 8 Grand Prix events throughout the year, make them the biggest tournaments, have open qualifiers, don't make it rating-based, invitation-based. You need open qualifiers for every event, and that needs to be the universal system, and that system, you can say the top whatever players, 8, then go to a knockout. Just like, and then that knockout decides the world champion. You know, the whole system of chess is just so ridiculous. This whole candidates and it's all just such a rigged system. To be honest, it's a no wonder they struggle, to find sponsorship and to find money. Like for example, the Grand Swiss, I think they're asking for a $2 million budget. I just find that so ridiculous that they just don't. I don't think that they're using their money well. It doesn't cost $2 million. Like it's ridiculous. I'm experiencing what it costs to organize tournaments, and I think we need a unified system. So, and it should all be knockouts.
Yeah.
It's just they need to take the tennis system, apply to chess, and the money and the viewership and the fans in chess will multiply exponentially.
Hans, I've been interviewing many world champions, and for example, like Kasparov, Kramnik, Carlsen. And they all said that they always felt that there is something inside them that can be converted into some big challenges, into becoming the world champions, into becoming the best in the game. Do you feel something like that from childhood? Have you been feeling that? Like you are special, like you have something that nobody has?
Yeah, well, I think when I was quite young, I took an IQ test to go to the school for like geniuses, and it's an international project. It's called like the Leonardo School, and it's this very rich guy who is trying to find the next Leonardo da Vinci. So from a very young age, I knew that I was very intelligent, and I always was very competitive, and I was always sort of the best at everything I did. Like I was a cyclist, I was a swimmer, I was a water. I always, if I did anything, I was so absolutely competitive. And once I discovered chess, I was able to invest my time into that. But I think the environment that I was in for my early chess development, being in America, not having the right guidance at times, not having the resources to travel to Europe and play these tournaments. I think that when I was younger, I always knew I was talented and I was very good. But I sort of reached different plateaus because a lot of the top players that you see now who are in the top 10 or Eric Geisy, Prague, these guys didn't really go to school. From a very young age, they were coached by the best coaches. They had traveled and opportunities to play against all the best players. But until 17 years old, I really never traveled to tournaments. The only tournaments that I really played before 17, outside of the country, I didn't really play international open events. Like I played the World Youth in South Africa, the World Youth in Greece, the World Youth in India. But other than that, I would only play tournaments in America. And I was obviously very busy with school and all these things. So, even when I was like a 2480 IM, and by most metrics, people wouldn't think I was talented, I always knew that I could be the best. And, I think even when I first started playing chess, my goal is to be world champion. And from my perspective, the recent events have only reaffirmed my belief that I can be the best chess player in the world, because I really sort of think that what I've overcome in the past 2 years, and we cannot forget that in my first opportunity to play the Singles Cup, I beat the world champion, and I beat Mamedyarov right before that, and in the next game I was completely winning against Alireza. So I think that they're honestly afraid of my potential. If I'm able to compete normally, and I don't have to face these constant attacks, I honestly think that they're afraid of how good of a player I can become. So I do think I can become the world champion. I'm sure I will be, because even now I'm fighting. My rating is improving. I'm getting sponsorship. I'm creating my opportunities. So for me, if I continue on this path and I have the opportunities, I have no doubt that I can become the world champion.
Interesting. Hans, what happened in this game when you were playing this game with Magnus in St. Louis? Did you feel that he's like out of his system, out of his emotional control, out of something? I mean, or did you feel that everything is going normal? I mean, I still don't understand what happened, why he withdrew from the tournament after this game.
Everything seemed normal to me.
Everything.
I had no clue.
Hans, I wish you all the best. I watch your series, so I thought that 29 episodes with Kasparov on my channel is something huge, but no, I wait for your series, and I hope that someday you will make the final episode, because
yes, no, it will be like weekly, I think, because daily was a bit too much.
Sure.
But I'll have a compilation of each day. But yes, thank you for having me. We had many interesting discussions.
Yes.
I hope maybe because it's on your Russian channel.
Yes, for sure.
No one will see it. I'm sure they'll find it, because I think we cannot allow propaganda to go uncriticized.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. Honestly, I agree with your assessment of what is Chesscom doing to the chess world. I don't like it at all. And I agree with Vladimir also that there is a big, let's say, issue that is going on. I won't say, I don't know if it's conspiracy or not. I don't have the facts, but I don't like at all what they're doing. And I also don't like American corporate system. So, and this is basically the American corporate system, and it's let's say
epitome.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But yes. So, but yeah, basically, we can. It's not just about chess; it's about the entire world. It's important in the world that we have freedom to express our opinions. It's important that companies don't have monopolies, which they abuse to give people treatment. So it's not just in the chess world. It's an important lesson to learn for the entire world, because when you have all this power of social media and technology, which is growing so much, it becomes easier for huge corporations to completely control our lives. So I think that chess.com is, I have an analogy, that the chess world is like a little island, okay? And on this island, the government is FIDE.
Yeah.
And their budget per year is about $15 million. But then you have this big company on the island, which is worth a couple billion. And they, if there's a company on the island and you have all this money, you can use all that power to control the island. So you buy the politicians, you buy the media, you buy the royal family, you buy everyone on the island, so you control it. So that really big company can continue making money. So that's, in my opinion, how the chess world works.
Yeah, for sure. The temptation, they have a very strong temptation to do that, because they're very big. And they're basically the only player.
But no one holds them accountable, right?
No
one, other than me and Kramnik, I don't know any other major person who dares to criticize them.
Yeah.
Like, who is...
That's true.
I don't, do you ever think that Gotham, okay, for example, let's say there was a big scandal with chess.com. Do you think that Gotham Chess would make a video?
No. I don't think so.
Okay, but what about my scandals? Whenever he was making the videos about my scandals, he was saying, guys, I am just covering the news of the chess world. I'm an unbiased party who is covering the news.
There is no unbiased party anywhere. Nobody's unbiased.
But you see that people need to understand the corruption and the financial interests and the bias that people have. So when you have the chess.com monopoly and YouTube propaganda system painting the narrative at me, and Levy is saying, I'm unbiased, I'm just trying to provide the truth, blah, blah, blah. And these guys think, they don't know how much that chess.com created Levy's career. They don't know that Hikaru really helped Levy's career a lot. They don't know that all these chess.com streamers, their careers, they were nobody before chess.com, helped them grow. So, anyways, I'm doing, me and Kramnik are the two fighters.
Team Kramnik Niemann. Yeah, but Hans, I see that that's what we started from, the controversial reputation. I don't like controversial reputation. I see that it gets it gets you. Yeah, it's hard that you have a Chesscom, that you have all this situation. I mean, you are speaking about that, and I see that it's not easy.
Well, yeah, to most people it would affect them, but for me, it just encourages me. I take it as a compliment. It's a compliment. It's like when how you're flattered in life. You're at a nice bar. If a nice girl looks at you, you are flattered.
Oh, okay.
If a big company tries to attack you, you are flattered that you are so important that they feel like they must ruin you. It's all a compliment. It's all about life is about perspective. If you look at it like, they're ruining me, but then you can think, wow, I have so much potential that they're trying to ruin me. It's all a mind trick. You have to control your mind.
I'll try. Thank you very much, Hans.
Yes.
Hans, and good luck.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Bye.